First tonight, we continue our investigation into bottled water giant Nestlé, as the state assesses a permit request for them to pump and profit off of even more of Michigan's water.
At 6 o'clock, we told you about the millions of gallons they already take for their Ice Mountain plant in Stanwood for just $200 a year. Well, now Target 8 investigator Lindsay McComel is back with what else she's learned about the company. Lindsay?
Yeah, Marley and Brian, Nestlé first moved into Michigan in 2001 and has since made billions of dollars off of Michigan's spring water, all while saying that the millions of gallons of groundwater they're pumping does not hurt our environment. So we took a look for ourselves.
I should have left myself some breadcrumbs because remember how I got down here.
The land behind Marianne Borden's house looks a lot different than when she was a young girl posing for a photo along her family's favorite playground, Twin Creek.
In my own backyard, the Twin Creek that I grew up with had not changed for decades. Recently now, there are huge mud bars in the middle of this, lovely little stream. And the water struggles to go around them and through the thick grasses that have come along with the mud bars.
For years, Nestlé has said their close monitoring data has no negative impact on areas where they pump water. One way they monitor levels is by placing measuring tools directly in the creeks, like this one behind Borden's house in Twin Creek. Based on the water erosion on the device our camera caught, the creek used to sit at about 7 inches. But during our visit to Borden's in mid-April, after the winter thaw, the water level was only at 3.5. There's no way to prove that difference is solely because of Nestlé's pumping, though. But Borden worries the creek will only get lower if their request is approved by the DEQ.
The laws seem to be on their side. And so it's a long process to change the laws. We need to get people in Lansing that are on our side, that care about the fact that this is the Great Lakes state.
It turns out elected officials of the Great Lakes state have received donations from Nestlé and its lobbyists, though. We track the donations through followthemoney.org, a nonpartisan nonprofit that monitors campaign contributions from around the country. Their donations are not large amounts, but the timing may be strategic. The database shows Nestlé Waters North America has made 5 donations totaling $6,250 in Michigan, most of which has gone to Michigan's 4th Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives. That district seat, currently held by Representative John Molinar, covers where Nestlé has pumped water since the beginning of the century. But their donations don't start until the 2010 election, most of the money going to the seat that oversees Osceola County. And around the same time, pumping restrictions were finalized in Mecosta County. FollowTheMoney.org also makes it possible to see which groups lobby on behalf of corporations. One of Nestlé's main players is Muchmore Harrington Smalley and Associates. They've donated all over the state for a variety of clients for decades, but their website says they worked strategically to get approval for Nestlé's Ice Mountain bottling facility in Stanwood. Their second biggest political donation ever, according to the site, was made to Attorney General Bill Schuette for his re-election campaign in 2014. $14,913. In 2010, they donated $5,000 to his campaign. But let's rewind a few decades to when Schuette first went on duty. In 1994, he was elected as a state senator for Michigan's 35th district, which oversees Osceola County and eventually Nestlé's White Pine Springs. In 1998, Muchmore Harrington Smalley and Associates made their first ever political contribution to Michigan's 35th district and Schuette's re-election, $2,250. Schuette maintained that post till 2002 after the pumping opened. Now, granted, these are not earth-shattering amounts, and the DEQ approved Nestlé's plans at the beginning of the new century, not these politicians. But we asked both Nestlé and the DEQ if their hand in Michigan's political cookie jar is ethical. Nestlé told us their donations stopped after their political action committee dissolved, and state documents show that was finalized in April 2015. And the DEQ sent us this statement saying, quote, as a government agency, the department's decision-making abilities on permit applications are based solely on the criteria established by law, without respect to any outside influences like donations, political or otherwise. For Borden, it's not a question of ethics, though. Instead, she questions how much more her backyard will change while Nestlé profits.
It does really impact me. It's like watching an older friend that is getting tired and slowing down and preparing to die.
And there's no timeline for when the DEQ will make their final decision on that application to increase what they're pumping to 400 gallons per minute in Osceola County. But that is something we are keeping a close eye on. And if you missed our report at 6 o'clock, you can head over to woodtv.com for our entire report on Nestlé. Brian.
Lindsay McComal, thank you.